What if true intimacy wasn't about touching skin, but about touching souls? What if closeness didn't begin in the bedroom, but in the mind, in moments of stillness, presence, and quiet strength? We stand at the threshold of a different kind of connection, one that transcends the fleeting and touches the eternal. A bond forged not in the fires of fleeting passion alone, but in the enduring warmth of shared understanding and profound acceptance. This is the journey we embark upon today, a quest for love that resonates with the deepest chords of our being. Today, we uncover 5 secret Stoic positions of intimacy, not positions of the body, but of the soul. These are the unshakable stances of the Stoic lover, drawn from the timeless wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca. These ancient philosophers, masters of the inner world, offer us a map to navigate the complexities of love with grace and resilience. They teach us that true strength in love is not found in control, but in composure, not in fleeting demand, but in enduring depth. Their insights, forged centuries ago, speak with startling clarity to our modern hearts. They don't make you dominant, they make you deep. They don't just bring pleasure, they build peace, the kind of peace that turns love into a sanctuary, a haven from the storms of life, a quiet space where two souls can meet authentically, without pretense, without fear. Welcome to Love Stoic, where love meets philosophy and passion meets purpose. Here we explore how ancient wisdom can illuminate our modern quest for meaningful connection, transforming our understanding of what it truly means to love and be loved. In the intricate dance of relationships, emotions often surge with the power of untamed oceans. Desire, jealousy, fear. These feelings rise like formidable storms, threatening to capsize even the sturdiest vessels of connection. They test our foundations, challenge our composure, and beckon us towards chaos. It is in these moments of emotional turbulence that the true nature of our inner strength is revealed. How do we navigate these tempests without losing ourselves or the sanctity of our bond? The answer lies not in suppressing the storm, but in becoming the calm within it. This is the first stance of the Stoic lover. But the Stoic, the one who has cultivated an inner citadel of tranquility, he or she becomes the rock in the storm, still, rooted, unmoved by the crashing waves of transient feeling. This is not an absence of feeling but a mastery over its expression. It is a conscious choice to embody stability when all around is in flux. This stillness is a beacon, offering a point of reference in the disorienting swirl. It speaks a language older than words, a language of unwavering presence. To be this rock is to offer a profound gift of security. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, penned a truth that echoes through the ages. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. This wisdom is the cornerstone of the still rock. The Stoic lover understands that true power in intimacy comes not from controlling the other, nor from manipulating the circumstances of the relationship to avoid discomfort, but from governing the inner landscape of one's own reactions. This internal sovereignty is the wellspring of unshakable peace. It is the quiet confidence that allows love to breathe. In the sacred space of intimacy, perhaps the greatest, most profound gift you can offer is your own cultivated calm. When your partner trembles in the grip of vulnerability, lost in their own internal storm, your steadfast presence becomes their anchor, their safe harbor. This is not about indifference to their pain, but a refusal to be consumed by it, so that you may instead offer a space for healing and understanding. Your calm becomes a mirror, reflecting back not chaos, but the possibility of peace. It is an unspoken assurance. You are not alone and this too shall pass. Imagine your partner caught in a whirlwind of fear or sorrow. In that moment, you are called to be the steady flame, not the consuming wildfire. A wildfire rages, devours, and ultimately leaves devastation in its wake, amplifying the chaos. But a steady flame, it offers warmth. We often arrive at the threshold of love, not as humble supplicants, but as vessels already brimming. Our cups are full, sometimes overflowing, with our own stories, our ingrained assumptions. They are laden with the weight of past hurts, the expectations shaped by societal scripts, and the subtle, persistent whispers of our own ego, demanding to be seen, to be right. This fullness, though born of our unique journey, can become an unwitting barrier. It leaves little room for the true essence of another to pour in, to be truly received. We see through the filter of our contents, not with the clarity of an open heart. But the Stoic lover, in their pursuit of genuine connection, understands a vital principle. The cup must be empty, or at least willingly emptied, to receive another soul fully, in all their complexity and truth. This emptying is not an erasure of self, but a temporary setting aside of the self's clamor. It is an intentional act of creating inner space, a quiet clearing in the forest of the mind. Only in this receptive emptiness can the delicate nuances of another's being be perceived. It is an invitation, a gesture of profound respect for the other's unique world. The wise Seneca, a pillar of Stoic thought, observed with piercing clarity, "No man was ever wise by chance." And so it is with understanding in love. You don't stumble into profound empathy for your partner by accident or through passive hope. True understanding is not a matter of luck, but of deliberate, conscious choice. It is an active pursuit, a skill honed through practice and intention. It requires a commitment to look beyond the surface, to listen beyond the words. This wisdom of the heart is earned, not merely given. This choice manifests primarily through the discipline of deep listening, not merely waiting for your turn to speak, to interject, to correct, or to advise, but listening with the entirety of your being, with a focused, patient attention. Consider this fundamental truth. You cannot pour peace into the chalice of a relationship when your own soul is a tempest, a landscape of unresolved chaos and inner conflict. If your internal well is dry or poisoned by resentment and fear, what sustenance can you truly offer to another? Love, in its deepest sense, requires a source of inner abundance. A relationship can amplify what is already within us, but it rarely creates it from scratch. Therefore, the journey towards profound intimacy with another often begins within the self. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus, a former slave who rose to become a revered teacher, reminded us with stark clarity, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This freedom, this self-mastery, is not merely a philosophical ideal. It is a practical prerequisite for healthy, thriving intimacy. To be a slave to one's own impulses, insecurities, and unexamined wounds is to bring those chains into the sacred space shared with a partner. True connection flourishes when built upon a foundation of individual wholeness. So before you seek the depths of intimacy with another, the Stoics urge you, sit with yourself, in stillness, in honesty. Dare to turn your gaze inward, towards the often unexplored territories of your own psyche. This is the practice of the inner mirror, courageously reflecting on your own being. It means becoming intimately acquainted with your recurring patterns of thought and behavior, especially those that emerge under the pressures of closeness or conflict. It is a commitment to unflinching self-awareness. This inner journey requires you to face your shadows, those aspects of yourself you might prefer to keep hidden, even from your own consciousness. Your fears, your insecurities, your unhealed traumas, your ingrained prejudices. It also means learning to embrace your solitude, not as a deficiency, but as a fertile ground for self-discovery and inner peace. To be comfortable in your own company is to bring a gift, not a need, to a relationship. This solitude is where you cultivate the strength to stand alone so you can choose to stand with another. The Stoic position here is one of radical ownership, a profound accountability for one's own inner state. Observe the landscape of modern love, and you will often find it characterized by a relentless forward momentum. It seems obsessed with outcomes, with the quantifiable markers of success. Milestones to be reached: the first date, exclusivity, cohabitation, marriage, children. Labels to be acquired, checklists to be ticked off, as if love were a project to be managed. This future-focused orientation, while perhaps offering a semblance of security, can inadvertently rob us of the very essence of connection, which exists only in the now. We risk striving so hard for a perceived destination that we miss the journey itself. But Stoicism, with its profound emphasis on the power of the present moment, gently but firmly brings us back from the anxieties of the future and the regrets of the past. It guides us to the simple yet infinitely deep experience of being here, to the unwavering focus of the gaze, to the gentle rhythm of the breath, shared or solitary, to the undeniable, tangible reality of the now. This is where life unfolds. This is where love is truly felt. Marcus Aurelius, in his timeless meditations, whispers a potent directive across the centuries: confine yourself to the present. This is not a call for hedonistic indulgence, nor a denial of planning or responsibility. Rather, it is an invitation to inhabit fully the only moment we ever truly possess. In the context of intimacy, this means bringing your whole attention, your entire being, to the person before you, to the interaction unfolding between you. It is a commitment to show up fully and without distraction. So when you hold your partner, when you sit with them, when you listen to their words, don't just be physically there. Your mind wandering through to-do lists or replaying past events. Aspire to be truly here. This means engaging all your senses in the experience of their presence. See the subtle curve of their lip as they speak, the way light catches their hair. Hear the nuanced tremble in their voice that betrays an unspoken emotion. Feel the comforting warmth of their palm resting in yours, the gentle pressure of their touch. In these moments of connection, the Stoic lover advises, don't rush. Resist the urge to hurry through the interaction towards some other task or goal. Savor the unfolding present as if it were a rare and precious gift. There is a pervasive, romanticized notion that true love means boundless giving, an unconditional surrender of all personal space, needs, and limits. That to love deeply is to dissolve oneself entirely into the other, without reservation. This idea, while perhaps appealing in its poetic intensity, often leads to enmeshment, resentment, and the eventual erosion of both self and relationship. It mistakes self-abandonment for devotion and limitlessness for love. But the Stoic path offers a more sustainable, more respectful wisdom. For the Stoic knows with profound clarity that what is truly sacred must be diligently protected, and in the realm of love, the sanctity of the connection itself, as well as the individual integrity of each soul within it, is paramount. This protection sometimes requires us to draw lines, to establish boundaries, even and perhaps especially with those we love most dearly. These are not acts of rejection, but affirmations of self-respect and mutual regard. They are the invisible fences that guard the precious garden of intimacy. Seneca, in his Counsel on Human Connection, advised, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." While this speaks to choosing our companions wisely, it also implies a deeper principle within established relationships. The need for discernment, for ensuring that the dynamic remains one that fosters growth and well-being for both. This requires an awareness of what nourishes the connection and what depletes it. Boundaries are the practical application of this discernment, ensuring the relationship remains a source of strength, not a drain on our vital essence. The Stoic lover, therefore, builds boundaries not as walls to push their beloved away or to create emotional distance out of fear or anger. Instead, These boundaries are carefully constructed frameworks designed to preserve depth. They protect the relationship from the corrosive effects of unspoken resentments, unmet needs that fester in silence, or the slow suffocation that can occur when two lives become too tightly, unhealthily intertwined. They are the guardians of the relationship's long-term health. Consider the power of a well-placed no. When a Stoic lover says no to a demand that violates their values, to a request that overextends their capacity, or to a dynamic that breeds negativity, it is often a profound yes to something more fundamental. A yes to inner peace, a yes to self-respect, a yes to the authentic needs of the relationship itself. These 5 Stoic positions, these stances of the soul we have explored, are not mere tricks or fleeting techniques to be superficially applied. They are profound disciplines, requiring dedication and consistent effort. They are dedicated practices, paths to be walked with intention each day. Indeed, they are ways of becoming a transformative journey into the very heart of what it means to love with wisdom, resilience, and enduring fortitude. This path asks not for an elusive perfection, but for unwavering persistence, not for grand theatrical gestures, but for quiet, consistent effort in the gentle cultivation of your inner landscape. You don't master intimacy by relentlessly chasing ephemeral pleasure or fleeting highs, but by courageously endeavoring to become worthy of deep, enduring love. This worthiness is not an external validation, but an internal state, forged in the crucible of self-awareness and conscious choice, by staying still and centered when the tempest of emotion urges you to react impulsively, by listening with an open, empathetic heart when the clamor of the ego insists on speaking, by truly, deeply knowing yourself before you attempt to fully and authentically know another. That is the challenging yet profoundly rewarding path of the Stoic lover. It is a steadfast commitment to integrity in connection, and when you walk this path with sincere dedication, love no longer shakes you with its unpredictable uncertainties and volatile storms. Instead, it anchors you, providing a steadfast core, a calm harbor in a perpetually fluctuating world. Because true intimacy, the kind that nourishes the soul, isn't just about physical closeness or shared routines. It's about clarity of mind, calm of spirit, and an unbreakable connection forged in the fires of mutual respect, profound understanding, and shared virtue. If this exploration has stirred something deep within you, subscribe to Love Stoic. Let's redefine love together, with strength, with stillness, with soul.